Planet Dolan.
What island was used to test nuclear weapons? Which archipelago is using sheep to create street views? Here are 15 hidden places Google Maps can't explain. I'm Pringle the One, and today I'll be your narrator.
Number 15.
The atoll of Mororo, part of the archipelago of French Polynesia, is located in the southwest Pacific Ocean. It was basically uninhabited until the French took control in 1964. After that, they used it to test nuclear weapons from about 1966 all the way to 1996. There are estimated to have been 200 tests in total. There is no official reason why it is not found on Google Maps, but it could have something to do with the effects of radiation on the testers who worked there. Reports that the island may have collapsed have been denied.
Number 14.
While you can visit the White House, Buckingham Palace, and some of the holiest sites in the world, Amsterdam's Royal Palace remains blurred on Google Maps. This is despite its status as a tourist destination. Websites offer plenty history information to lure you on the next European holiday. The reason for the censorship is likely down to the fact that it is one of a handful of places under control of the Dutch royal family. Other residents of the family are also similarly off limits on Google Maps.
Number 13.
The recently closed down HAARP site in Alaska, USA was a place used to research parts of the atmosphere called the Ionosphere. The facility opened in 1993 and was run by the US Air Force, Navy, DARPA, and the University of Alaska. Despite the government involvement, conspiracy theorists thought it was being used to find a way to control the weather, and some have even blamed it for causing natural disasters. They would suggest that is why it's blocked on Google Earth. The president of Venezuela said it caused the earthquake in Haiti. Of course, there is no evidence to support any of this.
Number 12.
The Cornell University Combined Heat and Power Plant is not a top secret government location, but the site in Ithaca, New York has still been blurred out on Google Maps. If anything, the effort to reduce emissions and cut coal used by the over 150-year-old university should be something to show off. There are photos, diagrams, and information about the state-of-the-art facility on the university website. The only thing missing besides a place on Google Maps is a vocal solo by Cornell graduate Andy Bernard about the benefits of the power plant. Sing it, Andy Bernard.
Number 11.
The ancient city of Babylon was one of the most important civilizations in history and is found in modern-day Iraq. Unfortunately, the ruins are blurred out on Google Maps because of its more recent history. After the former Iraqi ruler Saddam Hussein was brought down, the US troops occupied the ancient city in 2003. Babylon was thought to have been the largest city in the world at one time and has been ruled by many civilizations in the past. It includes one of the ancient 7 wonders of the world, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Number 10.
In 2009, a pilot flying on the outskirts of Moscow, Russia discovered an 18th century palace that is currently blurred out on Google Maps. Nobody really knows who built such a huge residence that is so fancy it even has a smaller palace for guests. The residence was nicknamed Millerhof, after rumors that it belonged to Alexei Miller, the CEO of Russia's largest company. He is thought to have an annual salary of $27 million. Whoever the owner is, they are powerful enough to have Google censor their property, and maybe powerful enough to send old Pringle to want some cash.
Number 9.
The only entire country that is currently unavailable to view on Google Earth is Israel. This goes back to 1997 when Congress passed an act that restricted satellite views of the country. Google also got in trouble when they deleted Israel's neighbor, Palestine, from the map altogether. This put the company in the uncomfortable position. In the middle of the continuing conflict between the two countries, technically the US doesn't recognize Palestine, but this didn't stop people from taking to Twitter with the hashtag Palestine is here.
Number 8.
The Faroe Islands archipelago is home to only about 50,000 people, but parts of the islands have been pixelated. The Danish territories lies in the Atlantic Ocean between Iceland and Denmark, and in the past relied on its fishing industry. Reports say that the fuzzy view of sections of the island may have something to do with fishing rights. However, recently the locals have teamed up with Google to create their own street view by strapping cameras to the many sheep that outnumber the locals.
Number 7.
An area of the Himalayas known as Kang Tiga has a portion of its satellite image missing. It is a mountain peak 20 miles from Everest, and its blacked out section has caused many alien and UFO conspiracy theorists to assume that it must be some sort of secret entrance to a base. It was discovered by a YouTuber last year and shared by many fellow UFO conspiracy enthusiasts. Due to the lack of any actual evidence, the place could just likely be the home of the abominable snowman, ooh, or probably just a glitch, ooh, or maybe my long lost cousin, ooh, or even my twin.
Number 6.
It's not only secret locations and big corporations trying to stay hidden from the public eye. Even Westchester County, New York has requested that Google blur certain locations on its map. The second largest county in New York made sure satellite images of many of its government buildings were obscured, hoping that it would make potential terror attacks more difficult. The only problem with this plan? All of the sites are available to view on Yahoo Maps anyways. Haha!
Number 5.
The United States Air Force Base in Germany, known as Ramstein Air Base, is more than just the inspiration for the German heavy metal band Ramstein. It is a strategic location for the US that has been open since 1952, and, like most military sites, it's unavailable to view on Google Maps. However, recently it has been the source of some controversy, since the US now uses it as a drone control center. To protect this, thousands of Germans formed a human chain outside the base.
Number 4.
The CIA, or Central Intelligence Agency, is known to most people and are frequently portrayed in movies and TV. One such agency is that it's a little more out of the spotlight is China's answer to the CIA, the National Security Bureau. Logically then, the headquarters are pixelated on Google Maps. The NSB like to avoid being in the news at all. However, this doesn't mean that we don't hear anything about what goes on in this secretive agency. In the late 1990s, a cashier at the NSMB embezzled more than $5 million US. He made it all the way to North America and is still on the run today.
Number 3.
Narsarsuaq in southern Greenland had a population of only 158 in 2010. And despite attracting tourists with its wildlife and glaciers, the place is obscured on Google Maps. Whether this has anything to do with its past history or its remote location, Narsarsuaq has an interesting backstory. It was settled by Greenlandic Viking Eric the Red in 875. During World War II, the US built an air base there and a hospital to help deal with casualties from the Normandy landings.
Number 2.
Granard Island off the coast of Scotland has been uninhabited for decades and is commonly known by the name Anthrax Island. It cannot be zoomed into on Google Maps, although there probably isn't much to see anyways. During World War II, experiments with the deadly chemical anthrax were held there using sheep as the test subjects. After that, the island was too dangerous to support life even though it was decontaminated in the 1990s. Footage of the test was declassified in 1997.
Number 1.
Home to the most infamous UFO conspiracy theory, Roswell, New Mexico, is unavailable to view from up close on Google Maps. In 1947, an object crashed at a ranch outside Roswell. While the US military maintained that it was a weather balloon, for decades theories claimed that it was a spacecraft with extraterrestrial life and that the military covered it up. Despite the government eventually coming clean about the real cause of the crash, the top secret, Project Moogle, people have been fascinated with the site ever since.
Yo, fuck nuts! It's probing time.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.